Hi, my name is Vivian. Today we're going to be talking about the channel filtration system with Brian Darlow. Brian is the president of Frog Creek Partners, maker of the gutter bin. Take it away, Brian.
Hi, I'm Brian with Frog Creek Partners. Today we're going to be talking about the channel filtration system, the tools required to install it, and what it looks like and the different functions of it. So the tools that we have that you're going to want for installation, first of all, are 100% silicone as a sealant, and also a hammer, and then a metal wire brush to clean your edges. Good quality of zip ties are always handy. The ones with the little metal tabs are the best. Don't buy the cheap ones. And a screwdriver. We've got a 7/16 inch socket wrench, and also an open-end box wrench, 7/16 size. We have 8 concrete anchor bolts that are 1/4 inch in diameter by 2 1/4 inches long. We have 4 of them for each CFS frame. 1/4 inch masonry bit and marker, measurement tape, and a hammer drill. Thank you. That's called a hammer drill right there. And then, so what we've got here is we've got some disinfectant too. So we're going to spray down all this stuff with disinfectant, and we're going to keep our hands nice and clean when we're packing this up for you, which we have been while putting it together as well. We'll wear rubber gloves as well. So let's talk about some of the PPE. Good thing to have some leather gloves on site, hearing protection, and you're gonna want some eye protection, especially when you're using the hammer drill. And high-vis vest would be good. Cut traffic cones in the areas would be good because you're gonna be removing a storm grate. Want to lay up some traffic cones around there to keep pedestrians and vehicles from falling into the trench drain when you remove those storm grates. So let's talk about the different components of a CFS. So when we put these in industrial areas, like at port facilities or just typical industrial sites in a trench drain, we do a 2-stage process. So this particular system is for about a 12-inch wide trench. That's about 2 foot deep on one end of the trench, and it gets deeper and deeper and deeper down to 4. But we're gonna put one CFS channel filter system up front, and then another one out back. This is gonna be the pre-filter, the stage 1. That bag right there is gonna be the stage 2, and I'll talk a little bit more about that here in a second. So this is the CFS frame. We have the support arms up front. This is the water scoop that can be taken out. This is the ID badge, which gives you the identification number of the gutter bin, the turnbuckle, the frame, and there's your 2 drill holes, okay? So this is the upstream side of it. So when you're gonna install this CFS, what you wanna do is set this in the hole. You wanna make sure this is contracted a ways. Bring those arms in a little bit by turning this turnbuckle. Drop it into the hole, and then you want to mark your 4 bolt holes, 4 holes that you're going to drill. 1, 2 in back right here, so mark those. And then where these arms measure up front up here, you want to just mark that right there. And again, off over here, you want to mark that one. So then you can just kind of slide this back if you want to. I recommend before you even start drilling, or after you drill, is cleaning the walls with the wire brush. But first of all, you're going to take your drill right in there. This is a 2 1/4 inch long bolt, so you're going to want to drill at least 1 inch deep, if not 1.5 inches, straight vertical, and clean it out a couple times. Get that all out of there. Maybe blow it out and make sure you're wearing your hearing protection and eye protection. And then as soon as you drill those 2 back there and 2 up front, move your frame over those 2 holes. Actually, you don't have to do that. First of all, you set your bolt first. Set your bolt, bang, don't hit it too hard, because if you hit it too hard, these bolts do bend. It's gonna be a lot harder to spin your nut on right there. Just a nice tap, tap, tap. As soon as you hit the bottom, back off. They don't need to be pounded in too hard. So you set these 4 bolts right there, and then you bring your frame, put it right over the top, and spin your washer nut over the top of your bolt. There's a washer, there's a nut, there's your washer, and the bolt will already be set. So set those 4 right there. Now there's some There's a bolt up here. This is a carriage bolt on the upper end of this support arm. This support arm goes right here. Make sure the rounded part of that carriage bolt is on the inside. So the rounded part of the carriage bolt is on the inside of the frame. If it's reversed, this nut will catch on the bag frame as it slides in and out. So round side on the inside. As you set that up, you take a bead of silicone and you lay it all the way around the outside so water cannot escape. What we're trying to do is we're trying to clean some water. We're trying to clean pollutants out of stormwater at an industrial site. So we can, with this system right here, we'll do an excellent job of removing heavy metals, hydrocarbons, trash, sediment, and all sorts of debris. Properly installed it, definitely will. So once this is installed like this, you have the TDS Mundus bag. This is the upstream Series 1. This bag's right here. You're gonna want to put a zip tie in back. We take this zip tie, normally what we do, and we'll send it to you this way, but we weave that zip tie through at least one of those holes and then bring it together. It just kind of prevents it from slipping and coming off. We haven't had a problem with that, but it's just an extra precaution. So zip tie goes on there. Recommend putting the handles to the side. Now look at this from the front here. This is the TDS, trash, debris, and sediment. So that's exactly what it's going to capture. Up front here, this is a backflow preventer that can be constricted down. So it's kind of like a crab trap for trash and stuff like that. So what goes in can't come out. That'll expand out during a storm and close up as water recedes, holding all the trash inside there. Before you put this in, you want to take your MySelects. This is a MySelect snippet bag. This is oleophilic hydrophobic material that loves oil but does not like water. The storm water is going to run through here. The water is going to go right over the top, but this is going to grab most of the oil and hydrocarbons and greases that are in that storm water. This is going to be put up front. So you just push that right into the bag, and that water is going to run right into that snippet bag. And obviously, we're going to have a zip tie back here. But we take these two handles like that, and you just line them up like that, and you push it on down. This goes in back like that. Now, if this isn't quite up against the walls, one thing I kind of forgot to mention earlier is if you have a bit of a gap right there, make sure you spin that turnbuckle out so you have a nice, good, positive force against that. That turnbuckle is there basically to push these walls, push these frames out towards the wall of your trench drain to create a nice positive force. So that's your TDS bag. That's set up. This should be upstream of the next bag that we're going to talk about. So this bag can be taken in and out. You're going to want to check it once after every storm for sure. Just look at it if it's a good sized storm. So that's the upstream one. Oh shoot. One thing, sorry guys. Once that's in there, you put that scoop right there. The scoop just sits in there. That's how that handles right there. Now moving on to the second one. This is the Mundus Bag Shit Filter, SHHT, which stands for sediment, heavy metal, hydrocarbon, trash, shit. So in this shit bag, this is going to be the configuration for it. It's going to be right behind this first Mundus bag in industrial application. Sometimes we just use this bag, but when we're going to go with the shit bag, the shit filter, we want to make sure we have a pre-filter because this is going to remove a lot of the big stuff, the earbeds that are on site, the cans, the sediment, the gross pollutants. This one installs just like the other one, the frame does, and you just put it in there like this. Now what this Mundus bag entails is we have a filter media. This is a special form of filter media that's going to remove heavy metals, iron, lead, zinc, copper, and upstream we're going to have the MySelects as well. So this shit bag looks like this. This is an impermeable layer all the way down here, and we have an open area right here. So this is going to be stuffed inside here all the way to the back. Let's just do that real quick. And then that MySelects goes in there like that. how that sits in there. Then you're gonna see a compression strap back here. Once you have that filter media back at the base of the shit bag, you can tighten this up, because when you're in horizontal flow, this bag reacts differently than when you're in a vertical, when we have a drop inlet filter or curb inlet filter. So we tend to tighten this compression strap so it causes all the water to go right through that filter media. So the water is going to go through, very simply, water is going to come through here. It's going to hit this TDS bag, pull out the heavy metal, pull out the hydrocarbons and the sediment and a lot of the heavy metals. That water is going to come through here and get filtered again through this shit filter. Now, if this trench drain, the trench drain is about this tall. The nice thing about this system is when the water comes and you get a real toad soaker out there, the water's going to come here and through low flow. It's going to do a really good job of capturing your first flush contaminants. But as that water picks up, the water's going to go over this. It'll go through here. If this gets inundated with water, it'll go over the top. So the overflow is right over the top. So when you place this in your trench drain, you're going to want to make sure that you have a little bit of freeboard here for your overflow, so water can keep on going down. Now I'm going to show you one other system that we've got. This is a CFS channel filter system for a round bottom trench drain. This is a nice one because it's concrete. You can drill holes in concrete. There are a lot of trench drains out there that have fiber reinforced fiberglass or plastic or what have you. So we can't drill in this one. So this is about 6 inches wide, 8 inches deep. We want to put this in a part of the trench drain that has some freeboard on it as well. We have a little bit different filter in this one because the customer only wanted sediment filtration. So this is a geofabric that's going to capture 250 microns or larger. But basically, inside this bag, same basic concept. This comes in and out. Has a Mundus hoop, looks just like that. And you want to come in there and clean the sidewalls of your trench drain. So clean all the way around as much as you can so you get a nice clean surface. And upstream here we have this saddle bracket as well. It's going to sit in there like that. And oops, I had it backwards. That fits in there just like that. See that? We're going to change this system up just a little bit, but this is basically the basic concept. That goes in there, right there. Okay? So you have both of these. This one goes over here as well, right there. So you're going to use an adhesive. Instead of using bolts, you're going to use an adhesive. I'm going to take this all out here. So clean the walls, lay a nice bead of adhesive. This is Tight Bond, heavy duty construction adhesive. It's green choice adhesive. It's VOC compliant, solvent free. It's pretty good stuff. So we would place this all the way around the outside of this and then place this into your trench drain and take your turnbuckle and turn it until this spreads out and contacts right there. And then once it does contact, don't put your bag in right away. Let this dry for at least 24 hours or whatever the direction says. Once it does dry, you can take your bead of silicone. Doesn't hurt to put another bead of silicone up there, up front like that. You're also gonna wanna glue this side in right there and attach those two parts. And after 24, 48 hours, then you can go ahead and drop your Mundus bag in there for filtration, just like that. So thank you so much for taking the time to listen to how to install a channel filter system gutter bin from Frog Creek Partners. We're always happy to take your calls if you have any questions during the process. Again, my name is Brian. Our website is www.frogcreek.partners and our office phone number is 307-797-7720. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.
Thank you, Brian. We'll see you tomorrow on Gutter Bins Galore.